Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Wonder Woman, but before we do, we're going to go into Matthew 12 for a minute. If you look at this picture here, you see Jesus, and he's talking to a man saying, stretch out your hand. And when the guy does do so, his hand is actually healed. This is the story of the man with the withered hand. And basically what happened was, this man was sitting there with a withered hand. Jesus wanted to heal the guy, and some Pharisees saw that, and they were like, man, look, is it lawful, Jesus, to heal on Sabbath days? Because they wanted to accuse him of doing work on the Sabbath. See, when you go on, nobody knows your intention sometimes. But if you go to do good, some people, they're going to try and block you from doing good by being legalistic about it. Like, you shouldn't be talking to this person. That person's a criminal. You could be guilty by association. Or they may say, look, man, you shouldn't be doing this today. You know, you shouldn't go into a bar, or you shouldn't do this or that or the other. And usually these people are into legalities. They don't know the spirit in which you're doing things. And in this case, they didn't understand the spirit of the law. So when Jesus was going to heal this man on a Sabbath day, which is called the seventh day, they call it Saturday for the Jews. When he was going to heal this man, they said, is it lawful to heal on a Sabbath day? And Jesus answered them, which one of you, if you have a sheep and it falls into a pit, because back then the wealth of a person was in their sheep and stuff, and it falls into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much more is a man better than a sheep? Therefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. Then he told the man to stretch out your hand. And he stretched out his hand, and his hand was restored just like his other hand. Now, the moral of the story here is, it doesn't matter what time. There's never a good time to do good. There's always a good time to do good. There's no specific day. So, every day, if you do good for someone, or you ask the Lord to do good for you, He will do it. If you want to know more about Jesus, just ask Him. If you want Jesus to heal you, just ask Him. If you want Jesus as a part of your life, just ask Him. It's that simple. Let's get into Wonder Woman. So this version of Wonder Woman is what I grew up knowing about. And quite frankly, I've seen this version of Wonder Woman in the comics. And the fan art pretty much summarizes it all. This is actually from a comic book, though. Usually big, busty, strong, strapping Wonder Woman. That's what Wonder Woman was. And that particular design of outfit and clothing that really is reminiscent of a particular Wonder Woman, which I will talk about in a minute. In a way, this version of Wonder Woman, strangely, is over-sexualized. And you can see this right now in the fan art here. I'm going to show you some more fan art. This is one of them. This is another of them. I mean, this one takes it to a whole other level. I mean, I don't even... you clearly get what most people talk when they think of Wonder Woman. This is what they think of, okay? So, Wonder Woman, this particular version of Wonder Woman, which you just saw through the fan art and everything, this is the most popular version of Wonder Woman that most people, when they think of Wonder Woman, this is what they think of. And this is the Alex Ross painting. I don't know if this comes from Kingdom Come or one of Alex Ross's illustrations. It's one of them. But this Wonder Woman, anyway, comes from the Linda Carter version of Wonder Woman, which was popular version of Wonder Woman in the 70s and 80s. Now, to be honest with you, there are many versions of Wonder Woman, okay? The earliest versions of Wonder Woman, some people say the golden era of Wonder Woman, is actually a feminist and someone who challenged the norms of what people thought of women. So that the balance of power went into her hands. She was very powerful. She was one who was all about justice. She was all kind, and she was about righting wrongs. She worked with the government. She was an ambassador for the UN. This version of Wonder Woman was depowered. She didn't have the powers that this Wonder Woman had, but again, social values, the way how women should be, feminist movement, etc. However, this Wonder Woman kind of devalued that sort of direction that Wonder Woman was going in, and this version of Wonder Woman was powered, etc., but she was feminine, she was very sexualized, In fact, called one of the sexiest women in America at the time, Linda Carter. And so she was more seen as this type of imagery or idol. They sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? She was more of an object, okay? The later versions of Wonder Woman more explored her Amazonian roots and more made her more into a warrior. So the modern versions of Wonder Woman were, but still in the cartoons and in some of the comics, she was still sexualized quite a lot. Now, I particularly like this particular version of Wonder Woman because this particular Wonder Woman makes sense to me. Both her warrior armored suit and her training, her background, because Wonder Woman was trained to be a warrior. She's probably the best warrior in the Justice League. So for some reason or the other, when we look at these versions of Wonder Woman, especially this version of Wonder Woman, I don't really feel that. I feel she's strong, I feel she's muscular, and so on. I feel she's not somebody to mess with, but still I don't feel the warrior spirit, that she was bred and trained to be a warrior. You never think of Wonder Woman as the best fighter in the Justice League, okay? But if you look at this Wonder Woman, you get that feeling. This Wonder Woman, you get the feeling as well, okay? So that's what I like about this version of Wonder Woman, and she's not overly sexualized either. So here are some other iterations of Wonder Woman. This one's just weird. This one's like, what the heck is this? You know what I'm saying? This is highly sexualized, clearly. This version is more of a Linda Carter version. This is more feminist, trying to modernize Wonder Woman. This feels more like almost like an army suit, actually, quite frankly. So this looks more militarized, but nothing special about her there. I don't know what the heck that is. This looks like Red Sun Wonder Woman, kind of something a Russian would do. And this one looks like a spy Wonder Woman or some kind of astronaut Wonder Woman. But I think you guys know, I think this comes from the 70s as well, the depowered Wonder Woman. So maybe this comes from that era. And quite frankly, most of these outfits don't remind me, they don't make me think of her as a warrior, except for maybe this one and this one. And still, more cartoonist warrior, not a functional warrior. I wouldn't think of Wonder Woman as a functional warrior there, okay? So really, the earliest Wonder Woman looked something like this, and she was socially conscious, progressive, feminist. And this Wonder Woman, I believe, is going to go back to that original roots with powers and everything, but she's going to tell more of the origin tale and flush it out much more, and she's going to be more of a warrior. So expect this Wonder Woman, the movie Wonder Woman, to really pay tribute to that. Now, don't get me wrong. The Linda Carter TV series of Wonder Woman really helped young girls to aspire to something. She was never sleazy or, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? She had high ideals, high morals, and was excellent. All right, strong, etc. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying this, but I'm saying this was a very sexualized version. This version is not very sexualized. I can tell you that. Even though very pretty, but very functional Wonder Woman, and that's the thing that really appeals to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this Wonder Woman brings to the table. And quite frankly, this to me will be the best Wonder Woman out there. Now, having said that, I wanted to just show you a little bit of the TV spots here of Wonder Woman. Just highlight a few things that I saw from Warner Brothers Pictures, which I thought was pretty awesome. So the first thing, you see a fist forming in fire, and then you see this explosion, which means whoever's forming that fist in the fire with the explosion right there survives fire, and I think that's Ares. Okay, and you see Wonder Woman floating in the sky there. She was talking about the history of the Amazons, how they came to be, and I thought that was pretty awesome as well. Here she is fighting her aunt. Okay, and let's just move forward really quickly, because there's very important things here. There's the general, really a real person that's based off of that character, and actually the real name and etc. Here she's fighting Ares. So I believe Ares actually is seen in that trailer a couple of times, hinted in that trailer. And I think that's cool. I hope they don't reveal Ares, but they can show his influence and stuff like that. Here she's fighting, man. It's just so sick. Alright. She's closing her eyes. I don't know if she was dreaming or what. She's fighting. She splits splits the gun. You know what's also cool about World War One? Just a little quick mention here. World War One is like a crossover between the ancient form of fightings like bow and arrow, the swords, the shields, and the horses, into a modern world where now we have the inventions of things like cars and tanks and guns and rapid shooting guns and mortar fire and bombs. So it's kind of, World War I is very interesting in that you will see both ancient fighting stuff and the modern, the advent of the modern world is what really makes it so interesting to me. So here she's talking. Here she uses that lasso true is really sick. Let's see what else we got here. Look at that firepower from above. I just want to show that again. That's so sick. Let me see if I can do it. There it is. Look at that. Look at that. And she's deflecting all those gunfires. So sick. Love it. Here he is. This is the general again. He's not Ares, and she just smashes that guy through the window. Oh, so crazy. And dude looks also very different too. So sick. Look at that. I could watch that forever. And look at her facial expression here. My goodness, she knees him through the window. It's so crazy. Anyway. Man. This again courtesy of Wonder Brothers real quick. So this gentleman right here, I'm just going to freeze frame. He's actually a sort of human form of Ares. Or maybe the actor is playing one character and he's also playing the voiceover for Ares. I'm not too sure what's going on there. But whatever it is, I'm down with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just down with it. He plays a very good villain, by the way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how convincing he will be. Or if he really is Ares. I don't really care. I just want to see the movie. Now, there's one thing I want to say about this movie. I'll just let this play on. One thing I want to say is I hope they don't kill it with the advertising and give away the story of the movie, you know. I love that they're doing all these different things with the advertising and showing us the movie and all of that. But at the end of the day, I just hope they don't give away too much of the movie or all the action scenes of the movie. Or she breaks the gun in her back. It's just so crazy. Yeah. I've never really seen anything like what I'm seeing here. Okay? And this is what blows my mind. And I want to be able to go into the cinema and get my mind blown. You know, seeing all these different action shots, action scenes, hearing about the story, getting the context of the story, etc., etc., etc. I want to be able to enjoy the story. So I'm hoping they don't spill too much because it's still a ways, about 5 weeks before June 2nd. So you really want to kind of not blow your load or anything like that, you know. Obviously, there's some big action scenes with a huge ensemble of people in this movie. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how this movie goes. I really enjoy it. I don't think this is going to be a story like any other story, and that's what makes it so sick. And you know Wonder Woman has more powers than just, you know, fighting. And obviously, she seems as though she can sort of fly. And it looks like she can leap very high as well. So, oh man, I can't wait for this movie. On that note, you guys want to leave any comments, leave your comments in the comment section below. And if you want to donate to my channel, please do. Have a good one.